All right, fellas, here's the big question. Ever get the feeling someone's got a secret they just can't seem to hide? Like their actions are practically screaming, "I'm into you," but you can't quite put your finger on it. Well, buckle up, because today we're spilling the tea on how to spot when she's got a massive crush on you. Picture this. You're cracking a joke that barely lands, and yet she's laughing like you're doing a stand-up special. Or maybe you catch her sneaking those shy smiles when you walk by. Sound familiar? Trust me, these little moments might not just be coincidences. Whether it's the way her friends suddenly want to know everything about you, or how she finds reasons to get close in a crowded room, these aren't just moves from a rom-com. They're real-life clues she's crushing hard. Stick around, because we're going to break down 10 telltale signs that will have you saying, so that's what that was about. If you've been scratching your head trying to decode her signals, this video is about to make it all crystal clear. But get into it. 1. The smile that says it all. When a girl has a crush on you, her smile takes on an entirely different kind of magic. Sure, people smile for plenty of reasons, but when it comes to her, you might start to notice that her grin stretches ear to ear whenever you're around. It's not just any smile, it's the type that shines with genuine happiness, lighting up her face like a perfectly sunny day. And here's the kicker, along with her radiant smile, you'll often spot a soft blush creeping up her cheeks. This isn't some random red-faced reaction. It's her body's not-so-subtle way of giving away just how nervous or excited she is to be near you. Think of it like an adorable glitch in her hide-my-feelings system. Picture this moment. You're at a friend's party, standing across the room. She glances over at you, and instead of looking away quickly, she breaks into a glowing smile. Then, as you walk up to her to say hello, her face flushes, just enough to make you wonder if something's up. And guess what? Whether it's during a casual chat or when you tell a joke that's only half as funny as you thought it was, if she's constantly smiling and blushing like this, her heart is likely doing somersaults every time you're near. 2. Flirting in disguise. Sometimes, when a girl likes you, she doesn't outright say it. Instead, she'll sprinkle subtle hints like breadcrumbs, hoping you'll piece them together. Flirting in particular is one of her go-to tools, but it's not always as obvious as a grand romantic gesture. It's the little things that add up, making you stop and think, wait, does she like me? First, there's the eye contact. When you catch her looking at you, she doesn't look away in a hurry. Instead, she holds that gaze just a second or two longer than is normal, almost like she's daring you to notice. And if you've been cracking a joke, she might tilt her head back in laughter, her eyes sparkling like stars in your direction. Bonus points if she raises an eyebrow and gives you a playful, knowing smirk. Then there's the subtle physical contact. Picture this. You're sitting next to her at yet another group gathering, and while recounting an embarrassing but entertaining story, she lightly taps your arm as if to punctuate her giggle. Or maybe she leans in a little closer than necessary during a chat, closing the gap as though sharing a secret, even in the noisiest of environments. 1 trademark sign, the playful teasing and banter. She compliments you but tosses in a light-hearted jab to keep the mood fun. For example, she might say, "Nice shirt, did your mum help you pick it out?" with an amused little grin. These subtle moves might be her way of saying, "Hey, I like you," without outright spilling the beans. 3. Prepping for her leading role in Look Fabulous. Crushes have a funny way of dialing up self-awareness, especially when it comes to appearances. One of the clearest cues that a girl is into you is when she steps up her grooming game the moment you're around. Don't mistake this for vanity. She's not dressing to impress the whole room. It's all about you. You'll start to notice little things if you pay attention. Maybe she's smoothing her hair, adjusting her outfit, or subtly checking her reflection in her phone's camera when she thinks no one's looking. These aren't accidents. They're instinctive moves whenever you're nearby, like she's suddenly aware of every wrinkle in her shirt or stray strand of hair. Picture this scenario. The two of you, along with mutual friends, head out for a casual brunch or a low-key hangout. While everyone else shows up in their usual relaxed styles, she's somehow nailed that perfect blend of looking effortlessly chic. Her outfit isn't over the top, but it's obvious she's put thought into it. And when you join the conversation, she fidgets ever so slightly with her earrings or adjusts the cuffs of her sweater, as if subconsciously wanting to ensure she looks just right in your eyes. Beyond physical adjustments, there's also a noticeable vibe shift in how she carries herself when you're there. She might sit a little straighter, laugh a tad louder at your jokes, or even switch up her posture to mirror yours, not in a copycat way, but in a subtle manner that shows alignment and connection. Grooming behavior might seem small, but don't underestimate its significance. If she's suddenly putting more effort into how she looks or subtly perfecting her appearance whenever you're around, she's likely hoping you notice. And in her heart, she's probably wondering if she's making that perfect impression on you. Or the accidental proximity move. Have you noticed she always seems to be nearby, like she just happens to pick the seat next to you or finds small excuses to be in your orbit? Well, my friend, this isn't a lucky coincidence. When she has a crush, being close to you becomes her priority, even if she doesn't realize it herself. This proximity magic might play out in everyday situations. For example, at a party or group hangout, she could gravitate toward the same side of the room as you. Maybe you're chatting on the couch and she pauses before sitting, carefully choosing the spot closest to you without making it too obvious. If you move to another area later in the evening, don't be surprised if she also ends up there, as if by fate, or rather strategically planned fate. It's not just about physical closeness though. Her timing might be impeccable too. Whether she's showing up at the coffee shop you frequent or signing up for a last-minute group project at work because you're in it, she wants to keep crossing paths with you. But here's the kicker. It's usually done in a way that doesn't scream obvious, because the last thing she wants is to seem desperate. Her desire to be close goes beyond the physical. It's about wanting to feel a part of your space, to share the atmosphere you're in. If you catch on to these subtle moves, trust me, she's not there just because the Wi-Fi connection is better where you are. 5. Hugs that last just a bit longer. We all know hugs come in all shapes and sizes. There's the quick, hey, nice to see you hug, the casual, goodbye hug, and then there's the hug that lingers. When a girl has a crush on you, chances are her hugs will fall squarely into the third category. Imagine this. You're wrapping up a night out with friends, and as you make your way around the group saying goodbye, it's her turn for a hug. But unlike everyone else's 2 miller pat on the back, hers feels a tad different. It's slower, it's warmer, and you can sense that moment of hesitation in her arms, almost like she's reluctant to part ways. Maybe her hand brushes yours as you both pull back, accidentally, on purpose, leaving a sprinkle of butterflies in its wake. Physical touch can be a powerful tool for someone trying to communicate affection without outright confession. Even non-hug moments might stand out. For example, when she lightly grazes your arm during a laugh or places her hand on your shoulder while talking, these are her ways of testing the waters. She's probably wondering if you notice these small, intimate actions or if they're lost in the chaos of group dynamic. Here's the charming part. These little moments aren't grand romantic gestures, but that's why they work so well. They feel spontaneous yet meaningful, subtle yet impactful. If she's holding on to that goodbye hug just a beat too long, or her hand lingers longer than usual, take it as a sign that she doesn't want to break that connection with you, not even for a second. 6. The VIP treatment. When a girl has a crush on someone, that person suddenly becomes the center of her universe. It's as if she appointed herself the unofficial president of the You Appreciation Club. This means you'll almost always feel like you're getting special treatment when she's around. Picture this. You casually mention your favorite band in a conversation. A week later, she surprises you with tickets to their upcoming shows, saying, "Oh, I just thought it'd be fun." Or you mention struggling to finish a project, and out of nowhere, she offers a lending hand, suggesting a helpful resource or volunteering to assist. These might seem like small, thoughtful moments, but this level of attentiveness doesn't come out of the blue. She'll also remember the tiniest details about you, things that others might overlook. Love strawberry milkshakes? She'll order one before you even ask. Mention a favorite childhood movie? Suddenly, it's the topic of conversation. Her aim here isn't to show off, but to quietly tell you, I'm paying attention because you matter to me. And it doesn't stop there. Her willingness to go beyond surface-level interactions shines through in her efforts. Whether it's sending memes that perfectly align with your sense of humor or surprising you with lunch during a busy day, her actions scream, "I'm thinking about you." What's more, these gestures of care and special attention aren't always loud or flashy. They're intentional but subtle, just enough to make you feel unique without blowing her cover. If she's consistently showing you this kind of support and insight into your world, she's clearly hoping you'll see her as someone who truly gets you. 7. The lean-in connection. When a girl genuinely likes you, she might just have a tendency to lean in closer every time you're talking. No, it's not just because she couldn't hear you over the noise in a crowded room. It's a deeper, more subconscious desire to feel close to you, both physically and emotionally. You've probably seen it unfold during conversation. Imagine this. You're sitting across from her at your favorite coffee spot, sharing a story about that embarrassing thing your dog did last week. Without even realizing it, she leans forward, resting her elbows on the table as her eyes lock on yours. It's as if the rest of the world has faded and you're the only one holding her attention. This leaning in isn't just about proximity. It's also about creating a connection, almost like she's trying to carve out a bubble of intimacy amidst a sea of distractions. It could happen during a low-key moment at a friend's barbecue or while sitting next to you in a group setting. Wherever it is, if she's inching closer every time you speak, there's a strong chance she's captivated not just by your words, but by you. The lean-in move is incredibly endearing because it's subtle yet powerful. It's her way of expressing interest without saying outright, "Hey, I like you." And while it might seem like a tiny gesture, it speaks volumes about her desire to truly engage and be present when she's with you. 8. The teasing entourage. Her friends. Here's the thing about girl squads. They often know everything, and when one of their own has a crush, the signs are impossible to miss. If her friends are suddenly paying extra attention to you or acting like matchmaking cheerleaders, then yes, this might be because she's secretly smitten. Her friends may start teasing her around you, dropping not-so-subtle hints. For example, you might overhear things like, "Isn't Jenny looking cute today?" while the group giggles and snickers. Or maybe they outright nudge her to sit next to you during a dinner party, almost like a coordinated play straight out of a rom-com. These little interactions aren't random. They're calculated moves designed to help her be close to you without her having to make the first bold step. It doesn't stop there. Pay attention to how her friends talk about her when she's not in the room. If they're building her up with compliments, sharing funny anecdotes, or mentioning how much you seem to have in common, they're planting tiny seeds of connection between you two. And trust me, that's no accident. The best part, her friends want you to notice her, and more importantly, want her to feel confident about her feelings for you. This collective cheerleading squad is her way of navigating the tricky waters of romance. They're like her behind-the-scenes support, hoping to create more opportunities for you two to vibe effortlessly. 9. The nervous energy giveaway. If you've noticed that she gets a little fidgety or her hands seem busy every time you're around, congratulations, you just spotted one of the clearest signs of a crush. Nervous energy is practically the love language of someone trying to impress their secret admiration. Here's how it usually pans out. During conversations, you might catch her playing with her hair, twisting a strand around her finger. Maybe she adjusts her necklace multiple times as though it's suddenly become the most fascinating accessory on the planet. Or she's constantly pulling at the hem of her shirt, straightening out imaginary creases. These little habits are her way of channeling that flurry of butterflies she gets every time she's near you. Picture this. You're in the middle of explaining something as mundane as your favorite pizza toppings, and she's intently focused on you. Still, in the corner of your eye, you notice her tapping her foot lightly or rolling a ring around her finger. These aren't just quirks. They're little signs of how much your presence is making her heart race. While some people might interpret this nervous behavior as awkwardness, it's actually kind of sweet. Her jitters are proof that you affect her on a deeper emotional level, and the fact that she's willing to stay and engage despite those nerves says a lot about how much courage she's building to be around you. 10. The jealousy spark. Now, this one is juicy. Jealousy is one of those emotions that can be hard to hide. even for someone who's trying their best to play it cool. When a girl has a massive crush on you, even the mention of someone else could leave her feeling just a little green with envy. It won't always look like outright anger or frustration. Instead, jealousy sneaks out in subtle ways. Maybe you're talking about a coworker who makes killer cupcakes and she immediately changes the subject or makes a casual sarcastic remark like, "Wow, she sounds fun." Or maybe she reacts a bit differently when she sees you chatting with another girl at a party. These slight shifts in mood might seem insignificant, but they're big indicators of her feelings. She might also start asking questions that seem innocent but carry a deeper curiosity. For instance, she could casually say, "Oh, are you guys close?" about someone you've been spending time with. While the question itself doesn't imply jealousy, look for small telltale signs, like a drop in her tone or an attempt to laugh it off too quickly. But here's the thing about jealousy. It's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's her way of showing how much she values you. On the other, it's about her wanting to be noticed as the one who stands out in your circle. She isn't jealous just for the sake of it. It's about her hoping for the chance to be that special person in your life. Conclusion. Understanding the signs that someone has a massive crush on you can be both exciting and enlightening. The gestures, subtle hints, and emotions revealed in her actions often speak louder than words. From her consistent efforts to connect, to the way she lights up around you, or even the jealousy that peeks through, each sign reflects her genuine interest in you. The key is to pay attention, remain open, and respond with empathy. If you notice these signs, it might be the perfect opportunity to take things to the next level, or simply cherish the bond you're building. After all, mutual feelings and honest communication are what truly lay the foundation for something meaningful.